we know you guys did warm up earlier, but can we do our warm up with you guys? Can we do it? Okay. All right. So if you guys want to stand up with us real quick, we're about to feel good. So we have this warm up, and it says, "Ooh, I feel so good, like I knew I would. Ooh, I feel so good." And we start with our right hand. And then you go to your left hand, and then you do your right leg, and then you while out, as the kids say. So that's what we want to do with you guys, and hopefully you can take this back to your schools and do this with your students, or do it in any kind of event or a community organization space. Yeah. So without further ado, let's feel good.
All right. So right hands in the air, slowly. Ooh, I feel so good, like I knew I would. Ooh, I feel so good. Left hand now. Ooh, I feel so good, like I knew I would. Ooh, I feel so good. Right foot now. Ooh, I feel so good, like I knew I would. Ooh, I feel so good. Go hand now. Ooh, I feel so good, like I knew I would. Ooh, I feel so good. Give it up for yourself. Yes. Thank you. You may be seated. If you want to, if you want to keep standing, you can keep standing with me.
All right. So Rob's gonna get you guys started with the poem, and then we're gonna do that sort of.
We're gonna get into it. The thing about that exercise is that you speak things into existence. Everything you say, you just like, wow, that's it. So if you say I feel so good enough times, you're gonna feel good by the end of it. So that's what's going on. But to begin, for those who don't know me, I am a POET, and that stands for Professional Oratory Education Technician. And ever since the man upstairs hired me with this position, enlightening my generation has been my mission. For example, I teach them how to flow from the soul, and how to mold their every emotion into bars of gold, so when others mine from their minds, they can awaken the consciousness of their peers and allow their stories untold to unfold. You see, my words of life are being reflected throughout concealed mirrors in my overhead, so they can be projected towards the blackboard that for too long has been blinded by an opaque sheet of white chalk. But no longer will I allow this to block my Black Power presentation. With paper towel in my left and squirt bottle in my right, I'll start erasing, until the true message is revealed for all to see, that this class is a lifelong session. So take mental notes, pull out your pens and pads, because I am not taking questions from our very first cry until our last breath of life. Our purpose is to whisper, yell, sing, fight, do anything in our power. Do anything in our power to piece by piece share the fruit of knowledge and truth and wash it down with a tall glass of righteousness. This meal will trigger everlasting emissions, surging from the pits of our spirits, pressure building in the lungs, ascending through the esophagus, activating the voice box, vibrating past the wisdom, molar and canine, tingling every taste bud on the tip of the tongue, parting lips as if the weight of one word would surely make them burst. Allow every sensation on the inside to unleash. Take advantage of having the freedom to speak. This torch has been passed. Now together, we can teach. Thank you. Okay, so here is the beginning of the show. That was the introduction, We carefully crafted this together for you all. So we have theater background as well, and we believe in just having a scene weave into another scene. So what we have here is our personal stories, and then it's going to weave into a piece that just pow, knocks it out. Home run. We see it. It's going, gone. So just be here with us. I'm hyping it up too much. I'm being my own hype man.
Taking notes.
Yes. All right. We good?
Yeah. All right.
Are we aesthetically pleasing? Are we in our light? We have it together? Okay.
Got it.
Silent. The moment I stand before a politely hushed crowd and unsteady hands clutch my first poem, I look down, curse 12-point font, and vow to double space next time. Trembling, the words have become almost illegible. This, my first conversation with strangers using a microphone. I imagine this is what it's like to be a teacher. Standing, trying to decipher blank stares from blank canvas students, your voice, amplified by the unexplainable urge to spread knowledge through a room full of people you pray are even listening. This was the lesson plan of an adolescent educator at a time in my life I thought poetry only thrived in the dark. I emerged into Miss Gravina's fluorescent lit English classroom, where she showed us a slam poem called What Teachers Make by Taylor Molly, who explains the intangible value of education after a dense dinner party guest questions, "Come on, be honest, what do you make?" Ironically, a teacher made me a poet. With courses coursing through my veins, I became a student of self, enrolled in the Anatomy of Heartbreak 101, the advanced accounting for counting my blessings, but here I am, silent, standing alone and exposed, shaking before a cafeteria coffeehouse crowd, learning simply speaking to be heard takes courage, but teaching is to trust you are understood by an audience who will never know how much you truly care.
Who cares? Mr. Kofi cares.
Wow.
He usually teaches from behind his desk, but today he's teaching from a stool. I pull out my Sharpie pen and my sketchbook and begin to draw his likeness on a fresh page. Head, neck, torso, legs, but his hands are moving too fast for me to draw. So, I pull out my artistic license and registration, step out of the vehicle of my inhibition, and write under the picture, he has no hands. His hands are the light, connecting with the eyes, sending signals to the brain, commanding their ears to open. Listen to him teach. Fast forward. I'm walking down Broad Street with a friend I haven't seen in a while. A black girl with a shaved head and a buttery smile. She updates me on her life. In response, I feel the urge to share a poem it took me 3 years to finish. She gives me the green light. First block, I say, the title of this poem is Soul at Sunrise, and a crisp full moon rises above us. Second block, I say, God is too busy jamming to the jive of June, and a motorcycle roars at a red light. Third block, I say, this music is the fluttering feeling of finally finding your fire. And the streetlights spark like pupils studying a candle's flame. We arrive to the front of her residence hall. I close the poem. She opens her mouth. It was meant for you to read that to me. I was about to go inside and end it. Mr. Kofi ends class. I walk up to him, show him the poem and the drawing. He simply replies, "That's good, Mr. Gibson. Keep going." I can't put the influence he had on me into words, but I know that he inspired me to keep pushing forward, to keep drawing, to keep writing, and like air after a butterfly flaps its wings, that inspiration rippled and continued to grow. A phrase describing a teacher without hands evolved into a hurricane of a poem, which 3 years later would turn into the words that would save a young girl's life. This is having the courage to stand up and tell your story.
Even when there are days where joy no longer rings from your voice, when the alarm clock screams,
"Wake up, wake up, wake up," and you wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
the mornings your spirit is absent and your glass is too empty you are too empty for your glass to be half full.
When you contemplate calling in sick because last night the red wine called your name.
TV show is on, so
You forgot to grade the papers again. Fight. When your face is as blank as a dry erase board and the marker runs out before you can draw on your smile.
when students would rather pledge allegiance to their Instagrams,
When a good-hearted child is neglected and zero tolerance drops them into the school to prison pipeline. Fight.
when you'd rather rally than attend another pep rally,
When Spirit Week loses its spirit,
when it's Halloween costume day,
but you're the only ghost floating down the hallway. Fight when failure becomes the standard.
When a student is punished for sleeping in class.
When even you know the coursework isn't challenging.
When you hear a teacher sigh,
It's just a job.
When supplies are as scarce as a natural resource.
When the last piece of chalk crumbles in your hand. Fight
when studies and articles deem you the problem.
When complacency is a uniform your students wear with style.
When the beaten child mistakes his mouth for a wound.
When a question is asked and the silence lingers, long as a semester. When a gun is discovered and the new year brings metal detectors.
When you hear the phrase,
those who can't, teach, fight. May your worth not be determined by your salary.
May your students inherit your knowledge.
May the pep band rally your spirit. May the lunch lady sneak you an extra pudding cup. May laughter be a part of the curriculum. May you learn the trade craft of agents for change.
May all the suspended students descend upon the morning bell. May they hold no grudge.
May every weapon fall from rips in backpacks and holes in pockets.
May love
and love and love be the beginning of every thought.
May you attend school board meetings with markers and pens.
Anything permanent.
Anything they could not erase to claim you never had a voice.
May you be the revolution you teach.
You seek.
You speak louder than a morning announcement.
Have more to say than that kid who sits in the back.
Who you love.
But he just can't ever shut the hell up.
May you look at me and see that kid and know that you helped me find my voice. May the days your school felt like a daycare center never return. May your smile return.
May you refuse to give up the fight. May your passion stay aflame.
Until the hallways sing freedom songs and the student body sprouts wings. May they solve, create, grow, think. May you care, teach, learn, lead like the magic school bus just pulled up and Miss Frizzle handed you the keys. Teach
like you're the Dalai Lama with new markers and you just got a raise.
Fight like the Board of Education just signed the papers to close your school. Fight like your back's against the locker.
Like you're the 8th president of the VEA and statewide public education is a proposal away.
Fight like there's no more time for sick leave and your pension is under the guillotine, so you have no other choice but to start a revolution.
When there are no more good days left, when a child's smile is no longer enough.
When the last piece of chalk crumbles in your hand. Fight. You want your revolution? Then fight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't sit down, stand up because we're ready to fight. We are ready to make this a revolution. Get on your feet.